Alright, welcome back Far Cry fans, welcome back to the channel. Okay, Ubisoft have sprung a major surprise on us. I don't think anyone was expecting this. They have announced Far Cry Primal. Now I've taken a look at the official reveal trailer and a short documentary called The Creative Vision Behind the Game by the developers and the designers of Far Cry Primal. I'm still amazed it's coming. But I'm going to show you a few things I've spotted in the background. Maybe to speculatively tell you what I think may be in the game, what might not be in the game as well. So let's see. Let's start with the story and the basic background of the plot. So Far Cry Primal is set 12,000 years ago in the Mesolithic period, which is about 10,000 BC. You start off playing a character called Takar. This guy is to become the last surviving member of a hunting party, which you see in the trailer. He arrives at a town. He has no weapons, no food. He's all alone. He's going to have to scavenge around for wood and stone, and he's going to have to hunt around for animal skins and cords just to get by. Now, all the previous Far Cry games have been about survival, that's a given, but you've had technology to help you. You've had weapons and guns. We'll come to those a little bit later, but you're starting, as usual, as the hunted. You're weak, you don't have anything to help you, and you eventually transform into becoming the hunter. I cannot wait. Also, seasons are actually going to take place in this game, so they're going to be real-time seasons. You're going to have spring, summer, autumn, or fall if you're in the States, and winter. So it's going to affect how you develop your skills and your clothing and your weapons in the game. And there are so many different animals to kill. I don't know exactly the area of the world that you're at, but I don't really think that matters. There are various climates, various locations that you're going to be finding along the way. It looks amazing. Okay, one thing about Taco, let me just stop the clip right here. As you can see his hand holding the spear, he looks a little bit young, and he's definitely being trained by these guys to go and hunt the mammoths in the valley that they've got to. So it maybe suggests that he's a young warrior, he's not experienced enough, and these guys are helping him out. So the next thing I want us to check out are the weapons that you seem to be able to develop. Of course, before you could buy these things, well, you can't buy anymore. Maybe you can trade, maybe you just have to build them. You have to find the resources to build them. But let's have a look at those. Okay, this is one of the most intriguing parts for me. There are no guns, okay? Far Cry games have always been about guns, weapons, and technology. As you can see here, you either have to sharpen a spear, you have to chip some stone, or I'll pause the video right here, or you have to make a hunting bow. Now, of course, we're used to the marksman sight or other optical sights in Far Cry 3 and 4. Well, you don't have the luxury of the assist, so you've just got to build more powerful, more accurate bows. Who knows how, but you have to find the tools to do so. And you can see on his back, he's got some kind of quiver. Obviously that will allow you to upgrade how many arrows you can carry. It seems to be more about scavenging around and hunting. Now, just stopping the frame here as well, you can see there's different types of weapon systems. I don't know whether this means you can you're limited to what loadouts you can take. Of course, the guy on the left has is emphasizing on the bow and arrows. He's got more quivers, more arrows on his back. Sorry. The guy at the very front, he's got a couple of spears in his back, so maybe he's more the strength set. I don't know, maybe it's a different character set, class or loadout that you could load at the beginning of the game. And the guy in the near ground here he's just got one stabbing spear, so maybe he's all about frontal attack. The other guys are a bit more tactical, or just the heavies, throwing spears from afar, who knows. So it's clear you're going to have to scavenge around and find what you can. Yes, leather, bones, twine, all of those things you can see in the background here. At this particular point in the documentary video, they showed you the weapons on like some poster behind this guy who was talking, and right down at the bottom there you can see it says bone tools, including harpoons, projectile points, and needles. Okay, so you need needles for sewing, so it suggests you're going to have to create your own clothes. Projectile points like for the end of weapons and spears, including harpoons. God damn harpoons, that's incredible. And right here as well, they showed you a quick screenshot, but it shows you you're going to have to use the jawbones of various animals and the twine or the string, whatever you can find, to create these handheld smashing weapons. These are blunt attack weapons that you'll be using to take down your enemies mainly, or animals around you. It looks really, really cool. There's no technology involved whatsoever, and I think that's kind of cool. It brings us back down to, I guess, our grassroots. This is, after all, where we began, so it's the ultimate challenge for human beings to go back to this time period and play as it would have been. Now let's look at the animals that we can actually do this to. Now, earlier on in the trailer, you can see on the right hand side of the bank there, you've got a pack of animals, what look to be deer. Certainly from this clip, I don't know if they're linked together. You've also got a river, so I imagine there's going to be some fishing involved. Anything you can do to collect animals, use their skins, their bones, all their parts. We already know there's going to be mammoths, but look, there are wolves already. This wasn't in the trailer, this is in the documentary video. There is a wolf attacking what looks to be a very young and under-equipped warrior. Yes, we have the woolly mammoths, but look, upon his back is a saber-toothed tiger. This thing is going to become our worst enemy, I fear. There are also prehistoric rhinoceroses, whatever they're called. Rhinos, yes, with huge horns, bears as well, ragdolling a deer there, but these things we are very familiar with in the Far Cry world as it is. But I found this clip really interesting from the documentary. It's cave painting drawings of all the possible animals. Looking straight at the top there is a huge owl overlooking dog-like animals, cat-like animals, bears, wolves. There's a lot to look there, so go back and have a look. And here you can see a saber-tooth attacking a rhino by a lake there. There's a huge variety of animals here, which I think is going to be really interesting in the game. Now, let's look at other people, other tribes. Who else is in this game that we know about from this trailer? Okay, as we saw at the end of the trailer, there are other people around. It's not just us, of course. There is this tribe that turns up at the end of the trailer here, all covered in blue paint and these white masks. Very unusual, but I wonder if there's some kind of color coding. Maybe there's a lot of different tribes. They've all got their own sort of color brands. And these are the guys that are obviously attacking us in the trailer. But look at this, there's some kind of monument here. Looks a little bit religious, a little bit sinister. Perhaps there is some kind of religious emphasis here. But this clip really interested me from the documentary. There is something unusual about what is being shown on the screen in front of this developer. There is nothing human about this mouth. Is a very human hand and a very human sort of crouch and stance, but his mouth was moving in a very unnatural way. There looks to me like there's something a little bit more spiritual going on there, or a little bit, I don't know, like a hybrid kind of creature. They've got to fill gaps in what we know about that time period, and I think that's one of them. Okay, so let's try now and find out exactly what we know about the gameplay so far. Now, this really interested me. In the documentary here, you've got these little drawings of these statues. I think these are going to be collectibles. They could also be things that maybe give you power. They may be able to upgrade your skills, upgrade your building skills, your crafting skills. I don't know, there's something significant about these. They're very, very small. As you can see, the scale says they're about 5 centimeters in size. That's really, really interesting, so I'd like to see more about those. Now, as we were scanning past the developers' computers here, on the top left there, you can see there's like a Stonehenge structure. Again, a throwback to maybe something religious or something ceremonial, but this one really, really caught me. On the bottom left of his screen, you can see there's a mini-map, definitely a directional map, and there's these glowing blue things on the ground. He's obviously holding a weapon, and there's a health bar at the top left, but what the hell is going on there? It definitely shows there's something maybe more to this world than what we would imagine, just a basic straight out Mesolithic sort of fight for survival. There's maybe something a little more magical, a little more sinister, maybe a little more spiritual going on than I've expected so far. Here again, this is pretty cool. Now, the blue paint you saw on those tribes earlier on, look at the background. You see that very large tall rock on the right hand side? It's daubed with 2 blobs of blue paint. Now, these could be marking the territory of those tribes, but I've got a feeling that these may be some kind of worshipping stones that will give you some kind of ability again, or they could also be the things that will allow you to see larger parts of the map. Remember, we cannot have radio towers in this Far Cry. There's no such thing as a radio 10,000 years ago, 12,000 years ago. So yeah, maybe there's something more to it. And also, I just wanted to point out, look at the terrain. There are mountains, snow-covered mountains. There is way more to this game than obviously meets the eye at this first seeing, and I cannot wait for more. Guys, I'm so excited about this game, and I think you're going to enjoy it too. But please come back to this channel. There's going to be loads more about it, and definitely gameplay footage. It's out on February the 23rd of 2016. Be here, come back and enjoy the game with me. I cannot wait, and I hope you can't too. Thanks a lot, guys. Please leave a like and let me know down below in the comments what you think so far of the game, what your theories are. I'll be back soon, guys. Thanks a lot, and good night.